Ladies, God told me to tell you, He knows your future, and it's to give you promise and hope. God told me to tell you, eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, nor come into the hearts of man the things God has for you. God told me to tell you, be fearless and be fabulous in Jesus' name. Claim it right now. Say yeah. Say yeah. Say yeah.
And speaking of a lot of things, what you've been dealing with, we're going to really delve into it. But one of the main pointers, one of the main reasons that I want you to come on the show today is that in 2006, you were diagnosed with breast cancer.
Yes, I was.
Now, how did you feel when you got that? Because you're a very healthy person. We know that you're out in the community, you exercise all the time, you eat right. And then for this to hit you, how'd you feel?
Lynn, it was devastating. You are correct. I was a little mishealthy. Drinking water with you, working out.
Remember? I remember. Yes.
Eating healthy. I cut out all red meats. I mean, I was the picture of health, so I thought. And so it was around December. I was going shopping, going to the mall. And I remembered I had an appointment for a mammogram. I said, let me just run past there, get it, and then head on to the mall. Well, I ran past there and got it done. And I was sitting in my cubicle. And I sat, and it took them forever to come get me. And when they came in, they said, ma'am, come with us. We want to show you the film. And on my mammogram film, they had found what looked like fine grains of salt. And that was the early stages of breast cancer.
Well, you caught it in the early stages then.
Lynn, let me say it twice. Early detection saves lives. Early detection saves lives. So many women are afraid to get a mammogram. But if we go and get it early, it can find the cancer early and save your life. My cancer was stage 0.
Okay. I didn't know there was. I thought it was just 1, 2, 3, 4. So there is a 0 stage.
There is a
to
stage
breast cancer.
0.
Okay.
But the stage 0 cancer had spread all over one breast. If I had just blown it off and not gone in that year, that could have gone up to, 2, 3, or 4.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you never know how cancer will behave in somebody's body.
Yeah, and I guess it's each case is different when
Yes.
you look at it that way.
Yes.
So then you went, and you were very public about the process. I mean, you took the public through this whole journey with you. What made you decide to do that?
I had to realize one thing, Lynn. As I was in my deep depression, just embarrassed and ashamed for being healthy and still having cancer and having a body part that's sick and really being caught up in this national hysteria around cancer, God spoke to me and, God said, do you think I had you on TV and on radio for you? No, that was a platform that I was going to use you to help somebody else. So the very platform that I had with the station here and the TV and the newspapers, I used that platform for healthy empowerment of others. And I told people what I was going through to, number 1, take away the fear of cancer. And number 2, show the journey and show how God was going to bring me out. And people would come up to me in packs, Sheron, I heard you have cancer. What can I do? And my words to them were, get a mammogram. Get healthy. Don't wind up like me.
But a lot of people have issues, especially right now in this country, with health insurance. Because everybody can't just get up and say, okay, I'm going to get a mammogram. I'm sorry, we can't do that.
I have a compassion, I have passion in my heart for those who can't afford. That's why my latest project, called A Year of Living and Giving, is raising money to help 1,000 low-income women get free mammograms. Lynn, I have given, with this whole year, this is my 5th year surviving cancer. The whole year I'm giving it away to raise money to help low-income women. And my goal is $200,000.
Now, where can people go if they want to make a donation?
And friends, please, I need donations.
Make a donation?
Yeah, they can be $5, $50, $500,000. Go to drsheron.com. That's DRSHERON. And there's a button under projects for A Year of Living and Giving. And Lynn, all the money goes to Methodist Health System's mobile mammography van. It's none of the money is mine. It's all to help somebody else. So if you give, friends, it goes straight to the hospital. And it's time for us to help us.
Yeah.
And so this is a way you can give your money directly and just make a difference in somebody's life.
Wow. So a lot of people, I'm sure everybody comes up to you and they ask you. You've got quite a few programs going on now that are connected to breast cancer. You launched Breast Cancer Builds. Now, it has to be the emotional part too, because it's rough.
Well, Lynn, once they told me I had cancer and once I went public with it, see, I used the momentum of the public to help me go through all the journey. Because after I got diagnosed, they told me I had to have a mastectomy. And you know, just the thought of having to lose a breast is pretty brutal.
Especially in our society.
Mm-hmm.
We put so much emphasis on, oh, you got to have that, you know, so yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that depressed me all over again. But then, you know, God is so awesome. God came to me and told me to just go to the computer and type in the words reconstructive surgery. And I did. And then I noticed, I read, well, they can give you a brand new breast. Well, the one that they had to remove to replace it. And I thought, how cool is that? And I got excited. And then I got depressed all over again, Lynn, because then I'd have one new one and one old one.
Oh, Lord, aren't you a woman?
Don't we like to coordinate?
Yes, we do. Oh, my God, Dr. Patterson.
So I was deeply depressed all over again. And God came to me for another time with an epiphany. And God said, Sheron, march to the doctor's office and tell them, if you're going to take one, take them both, and give me a brand new set better than before. Ow!
Wow, I will give you 5 on that one. Hey! But, I mean, for a woman, though, because my sister had cancer, my mother had cancer, so it's in my family, so I'm high risk, so I have to get mammograms all the time. But I just, from the emotional standpoint, like you said, you were depressed. I mean, where can people go for that type of help? I mean, because that's more of an emotional thing, isn't it? Because you got the physical thing going on, but how do you help emotionally?
There are numerous support groups all over town that help women and men who are going through this. I want to say there are men with breast cancer as well, Lynn.
That is a good point, because when Richard Roundtree, John Shaft, a lot of people may not know him, but came out, I was shocked.
Yes. It just shows you how prolific and how powerful cancer is. It is everywhere. And so I urge the brothers also to do a monthly self-check, because you just never know.
That's true.
But whoever's going through it right now, I would encourage you to find a support group. Just Google in Dallas and find somewhere you can go and talk to people who are going through the same agony and depression and despair that you're going through. And so if you're going through cancer right now, your attitude has to be up and stayed on Jesus. If your mind's not on Christ and how he got up, then you're going to have a hard time getting up too.
Yeah, and that is really important, because I have a friend that has cancer too, and not really a spiritual person, but I can see those moments sometimes where it gets her down, you know, and you really do have to work hard, because you have to work hard just every day to feel good about yourself.
Right.
So, and I can imagine, you know, when you're dealing with that, because again, in my family, I know that I've dealt with it with my mom and with my sister, so I have an idea of, you know, the difficulties and what goes into a situation like that. So,
whew. Now, Lynn, also is attitude, is faith in God, and my book tells you my other secret weapon.
And you know what? And I definitely, we're going to talk a lot about the book. Okay. I want to really break it down and talk about the book, because we have a lot of time. So we're going to go ahead and make that work. But I really wanted to commend you on a year of living and giving, because raising that type of money, that's a big undertaking.
It is.
It's an undertaking. So is it going okay? Are people coming to the table?
The campaign launched in May, and we are getting donations. We need more. My vision as a philanthropist was that the community would jump on board with me and do fun things all over the city, whether it's a barbecue, a fish fry, a backyard swim party, and just raise whatever they could and give it to the fund, because I wanted to see our community give back, and this was really our chance to make a difference, to help those who are really struggling right now.
Yeah, and so how's that going? Now, are you doing some events around town? I saw something in the paper a while back, and I knew you were doing some things around town.
I have done a few things, but I need a lot more things.
Yeah.
And so for your listening audience right now, I need you. If you want to have a fish fry cookout, call me. We can raise some money together for a year of living and giving.
Give us the website real quick.
DrSheron.com. That's DrSheron.com.
All right, when we come back, we're going to talk about the book you wrote, Blessings and Bling, How Faith and Fashion Helped Me Survive Breast Cancer.
That's
I
right.
can't wait to get into this.
I'm ready.
We got all of it because that's what's going on, and we'll be back.